Okay, welcome back to the Zodiac Trial. And let's figure out where my last save was. Sunday 13th, Sunday 13th? Yep, these are the ones. The last poll came down to, do we take the obvious third branch that we skipped the first few times through the game? Or do we try out the new and different options that I didn't realize existed? And this is interesting. I actually am going to show the poll result directly instead of just referencing a number. Because, yeah, it's the new branch drew with the dog and bunny path. So, realistically, it's a good question. We have 4 routes left. I'm thinking that if this dog and bunny path, double dog and bunny path, leads somewhere new, it might be to dog and bunny routes. Because we arguably haven't had one for them yet. Pig, monkey, snake, tiger, haunt, dragon. No, this is roosters, sorry. This is dragons. And ox. Even though Bunny was ostensibly the villain of Ox's route, Ox is still pretty, proved that he was willing to do some really fucked up shit in order to survive himself. If anything, I wonder if that's arguably the point of the Zodiac race in itself. Is to show that as humans, no matter where we come from, what our beginnings, what our upbringings, we're willing to do fucked up shit in order to survive when our lives are put on the line. Which is why, arguably, to some degree, once Brian reveals the aberrant personalities, things inevitably go to shit in some way. And like I said, and like the true end route, death cards end up saying, like the common theme amongst them, most of them at least, is that when something happens, X person will be forced to act. So obviously, the perfect world goal is to find the right items to eliminate the aberrant personalities. To win the game with everyone in one piece, to some extent. Like, in some degree, if you could compare this to the chess game, which seems to be a rather important metaphor to the overall plot of this game. Depending on the moves that one side makes, different pieces on the other side could be put under pressure and forced to make moves that aren't ideal in order to survive, forced to make sacrifices. It's if this whole game is a commentary on human nature, then we're saving the, Yeah, I wonder about that, if... I shouldn't dwell too long on this right now. We should get into things. I don't know, just lots of... I feel like at the core, if you boil all the routes down to its very core, you could argue that everyone's motivations are similar. In that the actions of the game put someone under pressure, and they have to act. They end up acting to the extent of killing each other in order to survive or whatnot. But to then go and say that kind of takes away from their characters individually, I don't know if we go that far. I think there's been enough distinction on each route to make each route stand out on its own, you know? Even Horse, whirling dervish of violence that he is, his route certainly stood out. Because you could argue that he had the same sense of desperation as everyone else, except he's a whirling dervish of violence and capable of dispassionately tearing everybody to shreds. I guess at the core, under pressure, everyone could resort to violence, but they don't go about it in the same way, and it's... I don't know. Again, I got caught up in explaining my thoughts on something that was brought up about the characters in this game. I didn't actually just tell you what my plan was. I flipped a coin. We're gonna do this path first, just to see if it leads somewhere new. If it doesn't, we'll go back and do Snake and Rooster, and get any routes that come up there. So, there's something else. Actually, I have a suggestion. What is it, Mouse? I'm worried about the possibility that someone might have both traitors in their group. Oh, come on. What are the chances of that? Or what if the traitor is someone like Horse or Tiger? No one in those groups can stand against them. She's not wrong. Nope. For that reason, I think we should, as a collective, pledge to all look in the same general area. Obviously not in the same specific places. That defeats the point of spreading out, but in the same area of the floor. That way, if something goes wrong, we can all call out to each other. I like that idea a lot. Me too. There is strength in numbers. Remember, this time we're going with Bunny and Dog instead of Ox and Dragon. When we agreed to stay close, we found the Whistle of Grouping. And when we just went with the plan to go places, Bunny finds Kafka's Toxin and poisons Ox. So this time we'll be hanging around with Bunny and Dog, who I think, ironically, are the aberrant personalities. The suggestion makes sense. Alright, okay. We'll go with that. If this is the plan, then what section of the school should we look through first? May I suggest the right part of the first floor? I don't think we've covered enough ground over there. Sure, let's just do it already. I'm sick of talking about this. Dragon's curt remark cut the conversation off. We're all sick of just talking. We were antsy and nervous and sick. What would make us feel better? Looking for the dang trinkets. So everyone started searching throughout the same general portion of the first floor. Dog was a very light conversationalist, and Bunny took his cues. So our group was a very quiet search party. That didn't mean we weren't a determined search party. We went through rooms with a great amount of precision and speed. It's only natural that before long, Bunny found something unusual. In some room with a big projector, there was a safe hidden under some stairs. Unfortunately, to open it, there was some crossword puzzle that used a bunch of movie trivia. How the hell are we supposed to answer some of these when we haven't watched some of those movies? It's really weird. In the past, these things didn't seem to need specific knowledge. I don't know why this one's different. If we're really stuck, why don't we start asking other people for help? Didn't that one kid do camera stuff? You mean acting? Yeah, whatever. My point is that we should pool our brain resources, you feel me? Good thinking. Taking Dog's advice, we talked to other people, and before we knew it, we were able to solve the puzzle. By the time Bunny was able to open the safe, we had amassed something of a crowd. Unfortunately, when we looked in the safe, there wasn't a minor trinket, but a statue. Bunny took it out. What's this? There's numbers on it. 829... Shut up! What? You moron, we don't know what it does. You missed a piece of paper inside the safe again. Oops. Same dents, same mistakes. You know what I mean? Just read the paper, Dog. I'm getting to it, relax. Ahem. This is a prayer statue to the ancient draconic god, said to strike down enemies if asked. Oh. I'm sorry? By activating this item, you are introducing another action that animals can take. There will now be a pray option to all available. After pressing pray, you can select any other animal's names, or you can select no one. Pray cycles will be every 15 minutes instead of 45, and everyone must select the prayer option each cycle or face punishment. What? Which means there will be 3 pray cycles every 45-minute round. At the end of a pray cycle, the participant whose name was entered by the most people will receive holy judgment and be executed. Executed? The votes will be anonymous, but it will be revealed how many people voted for the participant. Everyone selects no one, or if multiple people receive an equal amount of votes, no one will be executed. When you activate this item, the effects will start at the beginning of the next round and will be explained to the group. That's crazy! Who would ever want to activate that item? There's absolutely no benefit to something like that. You mean to tell me my sick a second chance information was for nothing? I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss the use of this item. There were a traitor with which we could not easily conventionally defeat, say horse or tiger. We could activate this item and use it to take them down safely. It's a leveling item to ensure that if there's one person completely physically superior to the group, they can't simply steamroll the rest. Fair? What it is bait. Yeah. It's more tools to kill people by. We lock the statue up and never open it. Agreed. It seems entirely too risky to activate the item under any circumstances. So we decided to seal off that item. So who's going to activate it? Bunny? We kept on searching. Bunny could probably remember the numbers on it. Snake's group found another minor trinket, bringing the total count to 6. Eventually time ran low, so we had to go to the individual rooms and input our actions. I chose to run, obviously. That was done, we decided to start looking around the left side of the first floor. However, when the 4th round switched over, a voice started to play on our tablets. Attention, animals. A major trinket has been used, and there is now a new option available. What? Praying. Our faces twisted in horror, as we realized that those horrible rules we had heard about had indeed been put in play. I already could tell that this meant nothing good. Someone used the major trinket. An immediate emergency meeting was called. What the hell was that? I thought we agreed to throw that horrible mechanic away. Okay, fess up. Who did it? Don't worry, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You really think that's gonna get them to confess? That's what my dad said when I messed up. All of you, shut up. Ox snapped. His face was flushed with frustration. Understandable reaction to the horrible situation we had been thrust into. It's obvious that whoever activated that trinket had ill intent. We should assume that it was either the victorious personality or the defeated personality. In either case, the more people dead, the easier it will be for them to fulfill their objective. But how were they able to use the trinket? It should have been locked away. None of that matters since that idiot bunny blabbered off the first 3 numbers without thinking. At that point, they could have guessed and checked for the last one. That's... Hey, isn't it suspicious that he gave the code away like that? Maybe he did that on purpose to try and make it seem like anyone could have used the item. That way we wouldn't be able to pin the activation on him. Hold on a minute. Pig, I know you have a right to be angry, but you're putting out some really hurtful accusations right now. Take a moment to reconsider, would you? Oh, boo-hoo. Not to impose, but is Pig's theory really possible? Bunny had yet to read the rule explanation, and thus had no idea what announcing those numbers would accomplish. Correct, but still boo-hoo, Bunny. This doesn't necessarily clear him of suspicion, but I believe it a stretch to claim malintent for an oversight. Thank you, Monkey. No gratitude is necessary. I'm just hoping to keep the conversation measured. Whatever. It's still his dumbass's fault for running his mouth like that. Quit it with a pointless squabbling. We have a much larger concern to deal with. What are we supposed to do now that this stupid system is in play? We can't descend into paranoia just because of this threat. We need to all promise to choose no one when we vote. You seriously think people are going to do that? If everyone does that, one rogue vote could kill you. I believe Pig has brought up the real reason why this will never work. Even if we assume that whoever activated the major trinket will refrain from voting, a questionable assumption, there is a real risk that non-traders will vote others in fear of being voted for themselves. It is a true dilemma. It's clear that simply promising to not vote isn't going to cut it. Therefore, we are forced to turn the other way. We're forced to turn to the other way. Nobody dies. The case of a tie. We focus all of our votes in equal proportion on 2 people. Then the votes will tie, and we can stay alive. Wait, Ox, you're saying that you want us to vote for each other? Yes, I believe that is the only way. I think it's a wise idea in theory. But Ox, I fear that few will want to volunteer for the position of voted. It's an undesirable position no matter how you view it. Fine, then I'll step up to the plate. Ox? Mouse, bunny, dragon, sheep, monkey, pig. I want you all to vote for me. Are you serious? Huh. So this is what conviction looks like, eh? What, you think Ox is being brave or something? That's nothing. Ox, tiger, snake, horse, rooster, dog. You can all vote for me. Seriously? The votes will be split 6-6, right? Neither of us will die. Hopefully. Definitely. I know myself, and I know that I'm not the type to die in this shithole like this. I don't like this plan. If everyone agrees with it, I'll go along with it. No objection here. Nor here. I admire your bravery, Ox, Dragon. I'll volunteer to be one of the voted next round. No, it'll take too long to discuss this every single time. We need to resume our trinket search, so if we can come up with a system, we should stick to it. Yeah, if we're decided, should we go and enter our votes now? These 15-minute cycles are going to be a lot faster than full round cycles. Yes, I think that would be for the best. Come everybody, find a room and input your votes. Everyone remembers who to vote for, right? I swear to God, if one of you fuckers forgets who you're on and screws this up, you're dead meat. Oh. I wouldn't look at. Okay, we're voting for Ox. We're voting for Ox. I just wanted to check in case that's a choice we got to make later on. We split up and entered the individual rooms. I voted for Ox. I didn't have a choice. If I didn't, Dragon might die. But I had a bad feeling about this. I really didn't like voting for Ox like that. Whatever, I couldn't linger on bad feelings. I had to keep up forward momentum. We returned to the cafeteria. By the time everyone returned, the 15-minute cycle was almost up. We ignored that and talked about searching strategy. After we confirm that everything worked out fine, we'll gather back up in the groups we were in and resume our search. The important thing is to stay focused. Rush and miss a trinket that mark a room as searched could be really screwing ourselves over in the long run. We need 10 minor trinkets no matter what. 12, of course, would be ideal, but... Ox was interrupted by an announcement that played on our tablets. So who screws us over? With a total of 6 prayers, the great draconic gods have heeded the group's wishes and strike down Ox. Damn. Ox couldn't even get out a curse before starting to choke. Ox! What's wrong with him? The execution process. It's begun. No! But Snake was right. Ox's face had begun to turn a strange color, and he clawed at his own throat. Drips of blood started to come down from under the collar. The knives must have already been in his throat. Thrashed and swayed in a delirious, horrifying dance. Eventually, it was too much for him. His knees buckled to the floor. His body followed shortly after. And a corpse now lay in the cafeteria. Ah! Ox, no. Damn it. What the hell? Brian, you bastard. Fuck you. Fuck you and all that you stand for, you fucking murderer. Piece of shit. Mouse, calm down. Excuse me? No, you have the right to be angry. You need to think about what this means rationally if you don't want more to follow him. I hated it, but Bunny was right. Is this Dog's? I wonder if this is Dog's route. Because Dog was supposed to vote for Dragon. If Dog voted for himself, that would throw off the vote and kill Ox. My rage was just supplanting my sorrow. I didn't know Ox for long, but he seemed really nice. Woke up in the same room, so I felt like I knew him the best. He was the leader of the group. And to end up like this? No. Both anger and sadness were out of place. I need to once again bottle up my emotions. Because though I screamed at him, Brian wasn't the one who caused Ox to die. It was someone in this room. What on earth was that about? I thought Dragon was supposed to get 6 votes too. Dragon, the hell is this about? Why are you looking at me? I did what I was supposed to. I was one of Ox's 6 votes. You're looking to blame anyone. Look at the people who were supposed to vote for me, because one of them didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Excluding Ox, that's 5 people. Tiger, snake, rooster, horse, and dog. Out of those, the only one who we haven't had a route for yet is Dog. So does that mean that the person who used the major trinket is one of them? Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Huh? God, this seems like a big pain. It looks like I'm gonna have to really do some work today, huh? Let's assume that all non-traders were completely loyal and fearless and did what they were told to do with no ulterior motives. Say we buy that. I do. We're still left with the problem that we're not dealing with only one trader. There's 2 people who didn't out their personalities. Shit. You're right, Dog. Even if one person started this prayer nonsense, now that it's active, there's 2 people who benefit from people dying. That means that, even though the 2 don't know who the other person is, those with abnormal personalities are basically partners who both benefit from using this system to kill others. Guess that at least one of the traders are in that list, but it's going to be a big pain narrowing it down from there. And if we attempted this tying shtick 5 or 6 more times, it'd still be a struggle to know who's the traitor. So what you're saying is that the tying plan won't work and that we're totally doomed. Didn't say that. Just said what I said. Still, the traitor certainly got lucky. After all, if the 2 were voting for different people, and both decided to switch their vote, not only would there be a tie, we'd know 2 people tried to betray the group. Snake, that's it. Oh?
I know how we can beat the traitors.
Oh?
Sorta. Actually, this might be a really dumb idea, so I shouldn't.
Just say it.
Okay, so the two traitors don't know each other, right? So it would be difficult for them to plan. Right? I think instead of us making a big tie, we should make a little tie.
You mean like a one vote each type of tie?
I'll be honest, I haven't totally 100% exactly been paying too much attention, so I might be off base in saying this, but wouldn't that make it easier for someone to get voted out, not harder? If you knew how the tie would go, it would. But what if we made it so that the traitors didn't know who would be voted? Two of us will be the designated voters, and the rest of us will choose to vote no one. Two voters will then each vote someone separately, but the rest of us won't know which two people they vote. That way the traitors won't know who's getting a vote, so they'll have to randomly guess who to choose. Even if both of them guess, it'll usually end with 4 people getting 1 vote each. Not to be dismissive, but doesn't this plan have a fairly glaring flaw? If one of the traitors votes the same person as that one of our designated voters chooses, that person will die. That's why I said the system was flawed. It leaves things to chance, and has the possibility of going wrong.
Still seems like our best bet. Not like I'm seeing a better plan to go with.
We could also use this to help figure out who the traitors are. If it says that we have a 4-way tie, we'll know that the 2 designated voters are both definitely innocent.
Are you sure about that?
I don't think it said that they'd announce who was voted in case of a tie. You're right, they didn't. They might do that. I don't know. I think it's unclear at the moment.
I see a problem with this plan.
Another one?
One of the designated voters is a traitor. They'll know who their partner is voting and can copy that vote. The odds that at least one of our designated voters is a traitor is 2 over 11, which isn't that low. The two designated voters could just not tell each other who they plan to vote. That's better, but then we're risking the designated voters choosing the same person.
I know. We can have a system where the voters write all 11 of our names on sheets of paper, then fold them up. Then they can each choose a different piece of paper, look at who they need to vote, and then throw their sheets away. Afterwards, they'll also throw the rest of the paper away. That way they're definitely voting for different people. They don't know who the other person is voting.
Hey, that sounds like a great compromise.
If that all works for everyone, I suggest we get a move on. These 15-minute cycles are far less forgiving than the 45-minute round cycles. In an effort to keep things moving, I'll volunteer to be one designated voter.
Then I'll be the other. Great teamwork, and choose it efficiently, guys. Yeah, just split up and vote. Also put in your moves for round 5 while we're at it. We don't know when we'll have another chance. And break.
Once again, we split up into different rooms, this time with a better plan. However, there was a sense of deja vu. It's with the same feeling I had when we split off last time. I was trying not to think about how that turned out. We also spent 2/3 of this round simply dealing with this prayer beside business instead of finding minor trinkets. It wasn't exactly a hopeful situation. Still, there wasn't much to do. So this prayer business essentially puts the rest of the game on hold. I chose to run for round 5, and I chose to pray against no one. Then we met up in the cafeteria. This time, however, the group was silent. There were only seconds until the end of the prayer cycle. The success or failure of our plan would be determined. We all held our breaths, waiting to hear the outcome. Then we heard it. God. With a total of 2 prayers, the great draconic gods have heeded the group's wishes and struck down Tiger. No! That can't be! Similar to Ox, Tiger's last words were cut off. Jesus, I couldn't watch again. I had to turn away. I wasn't the only one. In Tiger's final thrashing, painful moments, all but 3 had their backs to her. Was this disrespectful? I didn't care. Watching someone as positive as Tiger die painfully like that would break my psyche. Just couldn't handle it. I heard Pig nervously pacing in circles. Pig, you alright? Oh, me? Just fine. Super fine. Only having a mental breakdown over here. Nothing to worry about. Seriously, what the hell was that all about? For the record, Tiger wasn't my designated vote. Dog? Wasn't mine. Are you saying that both traitors voted her independently? How likely is that? Very much not so. In all likelihood, this means that the two have somehow managed to contact each other. If they can vote together, this plan is essentially dead in the water. No! This is all my fault. That's not true. It was a good plan. Just not good enough. So what are we to do now? We spent all this time talking about what we must do, when on both occasions we've utterly failed to counter the traitors. Gotta say, guys, this is a real D+ effort going right now. Shut the hell up. God, you're so annoying. Things are always better when you're silent. Rooster, you've contributed the least here, so you've little ground to stand on. My lack of speech is a contribution. Yeah, and Dragon herself just said that things are better when I'm silent. So you're welcome. So get silent. Rooster's right, we need a new plan. So, the new plan, it's, right, no plan. Huh? Plans suck. Plans aren't useful at all. Plans are what killed Tiger and Ox. Just sit around and say exactly what we're gonna do. The traitors will be able to completely read our moves. And all this time we haven't found any trinkets whatsoever. Now our plan is to not have a plan. Okay, but what does that mean? I don't know. Vote no one. Vote someone random. Find a partner and both of you vote for the same person. Be completely random. Untrackable. And maybe we'll stumble into a tie vote. This sounds like a horrible idea. Let's do this. Pig's right. This obsession with plans has completely killed our searches. They've been seen through twice. Everyone, split up and don't be predictable. Dragon shouted this and immediately stormed off in a random direction. Pig followed suit, and before I knew it, the group was mostly split up. Chaos reigns. I was sort of with Snake. This completely abandoning logic and leaving things to chance seemed like a really bad idea. But the die was already cast, as it were. It was best to accept things and look for trinkets. I went into a nearby classroom and did the typical search. At this point, I was starting to feel like a professional school inspector. School inspector who didn't end up with a lot of results. Even though I was able to search through it relatively quickly, no trinkets were found in the room I looked in. I started to look for another room. As I went down the hallway, I saw something suspicious. Snake was eagerly explaining something to Pig, who was nodding. A bit farther down the hallway, Horse was leading Sheep into the library. Hey, what are you guys doing? Both Snake and Pig looked startled when I called out to them, and Snake hurriedly brought Pig into the library. What? Wait. What the hell is this? I rushed over to the library door and tried to open it, but Horse held the door closed. Looking in, I saw that Bunny, Horse, Pig, Sheep, and Snake were in the same room. What's going on here? Don't look at me like that. Ignore her. What on earth? Apologies, Mouse, but being weak-willed will lead to the worst possible results. To avoid that, drastic measures are needed. What? In an instant, I realized what was happening. They had decided that the only way to ensure that they weren't voted to execution was to form their own majority and vote away everyone else. Oh shit. I cried out as loud as I could. Everybody, get over here! This group is trying to kill the rest of us! Before long, Dragon, Monkey, Rooster, and Dog had run over to my location. What the hell is this, you assholes? Dragon yanked on the door handle, but Horse held steady. Get out here! Pig, you traitorous bitch, I thought you said not to make a plan. If I didn't join, they'd get someone else. You know you're gonna have to come out sometime. You can't be in the same room and use your tablets. The library actually has a small separate room inside. Hence why we chose it as a base. Shit! Damn, that was a total of 2 cycles before we went full Lord of the Flies. I was expecting 1 cycle though, so I guess well done us. Love your optimism, dog. Like, go, man, give us nothing. Dragon slammed on the door again. Everyone, I would propose our first target should be Dragon. She stands a chance of breaking into our sanctuary. No, she doesn't. Guys, quickly. Let's all vote Snake. Mouse? It's now us versus them. We don't have the luxury to be soft. We need to focus all our votes on him. All on him. Say no more. I am on it. It's distressing, but if we don't, we may die. Why not? Yeah, I'll show that asshole. We had agreed to vote for Snake, so we split up and went to different rooms. After voting for Snake, I returned to outside the library. Better watch yourself, Snake. Don't think we're going down without a fight. Did everyone vote Snake? Of course we did. Why wouldn't we? Dog, did you? Like clockwork, an announcement played on our tablets. The prayers of the group are conflicted, and so the great draconic gods will stay out of it. So what? Does that mean it was a tie? It must be. Guess this isn't too much of a surprise. All 5 of us voted for Snake, and the 5 of them voted for Dragon. They really tried to kill me, eh? Dragon started banging on the door again. Try it, bastards. See what happens. Horse held the door firm. My, how interesting. Unintentionally, we have stumbled across the solution we were searching for. What do you mean? By ensuring destruction upon a loss, we have put the traitors in a situation where they can't veer away from a tie. We are currently operating on the very real assumption that if either of our groups gains a 5-4 majority, the majority will systematically vote out the minority. That in mind, no matter which side either traitor is on, not voting for who they said they would will result in their death. We have achieved an actually stable equilibrium. The tensest stalemate ever. So, what you're saying is that everything's good now. To put it simply, yes. Once we became willing to murder innocents, our bargaining leverage greatly increased. I wonder. If this was the outcome Snake foresaw, then I must commend his foresight. Don't give that asshole that much credit. I'd be kind of tempted to give him that credit. He tried to save his own skin, and it just so happened to end up working out. So while they hold themselves up in here, and there we gotta handle the legwork of finding the trinkets. Oh, this seems fair. If it's what's needed of me, I guess I'll be off. Dog started to walk away, but before he left, he turned back to us. Vote Snake again. Will do. And like that, he was off. Watch it, I'm gonna find a trinket in no time flat. I will also join in the search. I'll look around here. I'm gonna stay on guard outside here. I don't like the idea of those creeps going off to do whatever they want. I think it's unnecessary, but whatever you want. Just like that, we broke off again. I looked all around a nearby classroom. I was determined to find a trinket. Just needed 4 more. 4 more. If I could find one, it'd be a huge help. Unfortunately, time passed and hints evaded me. I realized the prayer cycle was coming to an end, so I took out my tablet and voted for Snake. For once I felt confident in how this would turn out. Just in case I decided to check back in on Dragon and the other group. Dog had the same idea as me. Hey Mouse, any luck finding trinkets? I wish. Loser. What, did you find one? Dog took a token out of his pocket and displayed it proudly. Right on! I guess I got a nose for this sort of stuff. It's incredibly infuriating that you can find this stuff while seemingly not trying. Why? Jealous? A little. Anyways, anything happened with those 5, Dragon? Nah. As far as I can tell, these chumps are content holding themselves up like that and voting as a group. I doubt this cycle's result will be much different than the last cycle's. As if spurred on by her words, our tablets heard another announcement. Oh shit. With a total of 7 prayers, the great draconic gods have heeded the group's wishes and strike down Snake. What? The hell? That's unexpected. Bunny! I raced over to the library's door. Through the window, I saw a cursing Snake lashing out. Sure enough, he was dying. Despite keeping out Dragon before, the group inside the library rushed out in a panic. Guess they didn't want to stay with the dying man. Rooster and Monkey also ran back over here, confused by the announcement. What the hell? We had such a good thing going. Why would anyone vote against Snake? Seriously, who did it? Don't you understand all 4 of us are done for now? Not me. Me either. Well, it had to be one of you fucks. But that doesn't make much sense. Traitors would know they were signing their own death warrant. 7 prayers. Why would the number be 7 prayers? Were both traitors inside that group? Pagan? Bunny? No, even that wouldn't explain it. If you were going to betray that group, you wouldn't actively vote against Snake. You would just vote for someone other than that group. We should have heard 5 prayers, but there were 2 extra. Suddenly it all clicked. We're morons. Agreed, but elaborate. Instead of answering, I ran back into the cafeteria. Oh shit, Ox and Tiger's tablets. I checked Ox and Tiger's bodies. Sure enough, their tablets were missing. Fucking goddammit. What's wrong, Mouse? The traitor stole the goddamn tablets. What? Something we already knew. Just because someone's dead doesn't mean their tablet stops working. Did we know that this path? Someone realized that. And so as soon as they had an opportunity, they swiped the dead's tablets. Which means they were able to use the extra 2 votes to kill Snake and break the stalemate. Huh. I wouldn't have thought about that. Wouldn't you have? Or did you do this? Did you even listen to her? The person who grabbed the tablets was clearly in the other group. Yeah, that's right. This proves that at least one traitor is in your group. Oh, Dog did go off on his own. Sheep's right. That means you guys shouldn't just vote us all dead. You think that's gonna work? You were trying to vote us all dead, and you're just gonna pretend that didn't happen? You're gonna try and stop us from getting some revenge? Dragon, I swear it wasn't personal. We were just desperate. We didn't do anything. We were all gonna be executed one after another. And banding together, there were decent odds that both traitors were in the other group. Which very much could be true. We killed both traitors, at least the 5 of us could survive. I'm not hearing anything worth forgiving. It's a classic case of mob mentality. The fact that there were 5 of them collectively absolved them of blame. So what do we do now? Again, I was unsure of what to do. We're going with Pig's plan. Chaos? That wasn't a good plan, though. Well, I can't think of a better one. Just need to find 2 more trinkets. 2 more. So let's just do that. Or if we accidentally kill someone off next round, 1 more. I guess that's kind of a plan. So I'll kind of do it. This feels like conceding, but fine. Random voting it is. More importantly, we need to find minor trinkets. Yes, we've established that. I already fulfilled my quota, so I expect you lot to pick up the slack. Quota? Don't tell me you intend to quit working. I didn't have time for such arguments. I just needed to find trinkets. Trinkets? Trinkets? I felt like calling out to the trinkets, which was a sign I was losing my mind. I didn't get to search for long before it was the end of a prayer cycle. Random voting, eh? I voted for Dog, someone I suspected might be a traitor. Then he went back to searching for trinkets. I didn't need to think about that shit. Who cares that you could totally be executed here? Nope, no need to worry. A single cause for concern. Not even worth listening to the tablet announcement happening right now. It's likely a tie. Not a tie, it'll be some random death. 3 people had already died. This wasn't anything new. We just had to accept that bad shit scenario we were in and move on.
With a total of 5 prayers, the great draconic gods have heeded the group's wishes and strike down Rooster.
And another death. Shit. So random strategy wasn't... Wait a minute. 5 prayers? If you factored in a traitor having 2 extra tablets, that was way too high a number to be a coincidence. I rushed back towards the cafeteria. There I saw it. Bunny, pig, sheep, horse, and dragon. What? Standing together, looking guilty. Next to them was Rooster's corpse. Bunny had picked up and was checking out his tablet. Your group did this, didn't you? We didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, we did. We reformed the voting block.
God damn it, you guys! Dragon, you too?
I'm not dying here. Whatever it takes for that to happen, I'll roll with it.
Yeah, that pretty much jives with what we know about Dragon. As much as I like you, Dragon, that pretty much jives with what we know about you. Fact of the matter is, Mouse, that we know for a fact that between you, Rooster here, Monkey, and Dog, there's at least one traitor. We know it wasn't Dragon because she was standing guard outside the library for most of the cycle. She didn't have an opportunity to go and collect the dead people's tablets. Turns out that Rooster didn't end up being a traitor, but that just narrows the scope down to 3. Once we get rid of you 3, well, we'll sort things out from there depending on what we find. You're okay with this? Mob-based murder. I think the fact that there's 5 of you doing it changes what it is.
What other choice do we have? Like it or not, there are 2 people actively trying to kill the rest of us. We don't get to know who they are.
It feels a little silly having Horse of all people in the passive mob. In fact, it feels really silly having Horse of all people in the passive mob. When Horse is a one-man, active mob whirling dervish of destruction. If we just sit around afraid of hitting an innocent, we're just sitting targets waiting to be devoured. Like, then again, I suppose the point of his route... I guess the point of him is that he's actively trying to not do a violence. And when Dragon enacts game warfare, he gives into that. And when he gets one of the bad personalities, he gives into that as well. In normal circumstances, he's actively trying to not do a violence. I, for one, have things too important outside of here that I'm willing to forfeit my life for without a fight. What he said. We have obligations. We don't have a choice. It's not my fault. Everyone would do this in my situation. I'm all out of personal days. I didn't have time for their justifications. They couldn't shove away the blame in whatever ways they wanted. They were going to murder us all. I could despair. But that wouldn't help. I wasn't dying like this. Some way, somehow, I'd survive. And just like that, we're all... First things first, I needed to gather allies. Search the building for Monkey and Dog. After I gathered them, I explained to them the situation. I mean, it's really our fault for not figuring something like this had happened. Yeah, our lives are on the line, but totally don't group up and try and save yourselves. In times of extreme anguish, groups provide structure and safety to desperate minds. Makes sense that given the horrors we've seen, people would be willing to stoop to such levels if everyone was going along with it. I don't care whether or not they're justified. We need to team together and find out some way to prevent them from killing us all. Isn't there one little problem with that plan, though? One of the 3 of us is also trying to kill us all. Not necessarily. Hey, Bunny. Bunny? Mouse? Monkey? Dog? I'm sorry. I feel really shitty about what I did. Now's not the time for that. Explain what you're doing here. The group was talking about next steps, and it suddenly dawned on me. Were we right that the traitor who killed Snake definitely came from you three? After all, we assumed that the tablets were taken after the tied vote. When was the last time we looked at them? It's possible that someone gathered them up before that and used them to frame the people outside the library. Like you? When I thought about it, like that, things started to make sense. I also realized we should look at Snake's tablet. But when I ran over to his body, it was taken as well. I think that the people with the most opportunity to do that were the people inside the library when he died. So basically you suspect that someone in the library group is a traitor. It's already possible that one of them could have been a traitor anyways. I think the one who has Tiger's and Ox's tablets. The most dangerous one is Pig.
Pig? You're joking, surely.
I'm for real. You might not know it, but she was actually the one behind gathering the group in the first place. She chose the location to be the library, which means she could have hid the tablets in there ahead of time. And she was one of the people who suggested reforming the group. And you wish us to vote for her execution? Yeah. That loose logic being your basis for it. Look, at this point, it's clear that we're not getting out of this with no blood on our hands. We have to make moves against people who we think are the traitor. And I think Pig's the traitor.
If we go along with this, that vote would be 4-4. Buddy opens his coat and shows us 5 tablets. No one would be executed.
Not true. Buddy displayed the tablet he had picked up. I took Rooster's tablet after he died, remember? With this, we have 5 tablets. We can vote her out.
That's... well... what to do? Oh boy. This is a good point to end on, I think. Next time we'll find out. Do we use the extra tablet? Or do we not use it? Until then.